do primarily critical. If movies had an after party, this would be it.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before listening any further.
Because we've got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we can't wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, old, weird, or gross.
We pass judgment on them all.
Today, some good guys try and un-cull humanity. My name is Steve. I'm here with
John
and
Phil.
today we're covering Endgame.
Just a little movie, a little independent movie. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Avengers Endgame, yeah.
Not many people heard about this movie
No.
yet, so
Well,
I hope
you
we don't
guys should
spoil anything
really
for you.
scrape the bottom of the barrel and see if you can check this movie out.
Yeah, because they could use all the help they they could get. I think they've only made what is it? Only a measly $2.26 billion so far.
Yeah, just so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and quite possibly could be the biggest money-making movie of all time.
Probably. Yeah,
Most likely.
most likely.
It's on that path, that trajectory, so to speak.
So, guys, did this live up to the hype? Did this fulfill your fantasy and your
this was-
superhero geekery?
Teenage Steve's wet dream. That's
And it
what
delivered.
was. It delivered.
And it delivered.
And it delivered.
Okay.
It delivered.
Good.
But honestly, as just a movie alone, I think it kind of there's too much going on. You can't really enjoy it. If
but-
you just watch this movie all by itself.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I
no,
almost did that. Because I'm not a Marvel guy. I don't.
Or are you a superhero movie kind of guy?
I'm not really a superhero kind of guy.
'Cause-
I'm just not a fan, really.
Lord
in
knows,
general of this
we're in
stuff.
the golden age of superhero movies, right?
I know we are.
So
I know we are. Unfortunate for me, but
you're not a big fan.
so I was warned by my daughter and her husband, very soon-to-be husband, anyways, fiance, I guess, that you can't watch this one without watching. Was it the one before?
Infinity War.
Yes.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we
That's
did watch
must.
that first, but that's really my, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Other than
Okay,
the two little
so
things.
Yeah.
what did you think with only that much?
Well, there was
preparation?
stuff missing for me because there's certain character I don't know the background, so I can imagine it would be much more enjoyable for someone who knew all the background of all these different characters that were. I did know Iron Man because I had seen Iron Man before.
That's
Didn't
the
see
one that-
all the Iron Mans.
That's
I
the
did.
one that really
Yeah.
was critical to kicking off the whole thing.
It was. There's 20 movies. I'm not even sure I've seen them all.
22,
There's
23?
20 plus. We'll say 20.
23, I think. And well, I'm dying to know. I loved the movie. Let's get that out of the way. I loved it because I invested a lot of time watching all the movies as they came out, and majority of them in the theater too. So I thought it was great. But so
I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and with Infinity Wars, is it Wars or War?
Wars, Infinity War,
Infinity War.
With Infinity War,
Look at us.
yeah,
Just one more. Just one.
it was good. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. It was enough, and it stood alone. I think those two can stand alone enough
Together.
together to
Yeah.
make it an exciting watch. But definitely, if you didn't have an Infinity War, you would be really wondering what the hell.
Oh, of course, because it really centers around the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos.
Thanos. Thanos.
We said we wouldn't. Well, that's not swearing.
Well, I'm just asking. What is it?
His name is not Thanos.
It's not Thanos.
Thanos.
It does not
Thanos.
rime with the butt.
Okay. Wait, we can't say anus? Is that okay? Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure we could say anus.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
Phil, can we
Anyways,
say anus?
You just
Okay,
did.
we're digressing.
You
Okay.
just
Thanos.
did. You just did.
Thanos.
Thanos. Okay.
Sorry.
Thanos.
Yeah. Who? They're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep making movies. Who do you think the next big villain's gonna be? There's a lot of internet speculation about this.
Well, now don't ask me because I wouldn't know. I don't know any other villains other than
Well, Steve.
Thanos.
Really?
Well,
No.
well, I mean, there's from the Batmans. I know the Joker and the Riddler. And stuff
yeah,
but that doesn't apply here.
Doesn't apply.
No.
No, not at all.
What about you? What do you have? You have any theories?
Well, we're in the Marvel world, and honestly, I don't know what tops this movie. This whole lead up to this and the Infinity War movie and Endgame. What do you do next? I just don't know.
Galactus.
Galactus.
It's gonna be
one of
Galactus, yeah.
the eater of worlds, right? He's
Yeah.
like this So this is more of a Guardians of the Galaxy, Beyond Earth kind of story scope, right? We're talking.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna have Silver Surfer and all the mutants next, and then in Fantastic Four and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna start, starting
gonna
in
build
on all that.
towards-
Yeah.
They're gonna have to build.
Is it gonna bring in
towards
like Superman, Wonder Woman, all that stuff too, or no?
That's DC.
Oh, okay.
that would
Yeah,
be a
this
mega,
Justice
mega,
League-
mega,
Oh,
mega.
okay.
Justice League
I
is
think
like
that only
this
that will
whole other
happen.
franchise.
It's a whole different owner rights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the
Okay.
only way that's gonna happen in the crossovers when they're on their last gasp of the superhero movie franchise. The golden era is over, and they're gonna have
crossovers.
they're gonna last ditch attempt to get some money out of
Well,
it.
now when I was a kid, though, you said the Fantastic Four. You just brought them up.
Yeah.
They're Marvel.
Yes, yeah.
But see, I if I remember correctly, when I was a kid, I watched a cartoon where the Fantastic Four was with Superman and
possible.
Wonder Woman in the same cartoon. The Hall of Justice. You remember this cartoon?
Gosh,
Oh.
I can't say that I do.
The Fantastic Four, the stretchy arm.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's
I
Mr.
think-
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Thing. Of course, Marvel has its own stretchy dudes.
Maybe I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. This is just
Anyway,
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's get into something that's a bit more universal.
Sure.
Thanos gets rid of half of the world's population, including half of all world's population.
Yes.
Now, this theoretically
Yeah.
would solve a lot of problems.
I
yes and,
And
no.
it's dispassionate. He's not targeting anybody. And,
I really liked Thanos. I thought he was a good guy. I mean,
he's trying to help.
His intentions were pure.
look at there's lots of people that would do a culling. In fact,
That's
of
what-
sorts.
yeah,
and
that's
and
what
if
it
you
would
if
be.
you look at, there's no easy way to do a culling. It may be necessary at some point in history. You might go, there's too many people, too many problems. And I was just down on a Phil Collins song suddenly there. But
That's the Genesis song. Land of
Land of Confusion. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Keep going.
so but he wasn't going like only the best of the best, should survive, or only the richest, or
Yeah.
whatever. He's just doing random, rich, poor, whatever, just cutting
Yeah.
down. And he seemed to be very passionate about things. He wasn't like the villain that wanted all fire and brimstone for the world. He wanted beauty. He wanted beautiful, lush, healthy.
He wanted to be a gardener.
He wanted to be a gardener. So really, it seemed like his motives were genuine and good. It's just that maybe.
Well, in his
know.
mind, yes. Yeah. But here's the thing. He's been working at it for years. He was building up to it. We see that in Endgame because there's a lot of, and this is a big thing to me, is the time travel stuff, which is always tricky for me and
Yes.
movies. We'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
The end, Thanos, I mean, he was cut and dry. He throughout the movies, he's said to have never lies. He never lies. He's direct, and he is a really good villain, right?
He's villain.
And I love at the very end when the shit hit the fan. There's this 40-minute battle at the end of the movie, and he's finally had enough, and he says, "I'm gonna rip this universe, everything down to the atoms. Nobody's gonna remember shit about it." Now it was like he was pissed off. Finally, he's like,
Well, he was being disillusioned, right? In the previous history, he got what he wanted,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
and when he was done, he destroyed the stones because he wasn't craving power. And I guess in Endgame, when they go back in time, he realizes that he achieved his goal and it's being taken away from him, and it snaps him. It makes him into a worse person.
Yeah.
but
he still wanted. He wanted to destroy, and he mentioned rebuild and start over from scratch, right?
Yeah.
Because he felt that because the memories of the old world were just too powerful for people to appreciate the new world that he had created, right?
Yeah.
But it's still ultimately, even as bitter, and I agree with you, I think he did get soured by the whole thing, but ultimately he still wanted a happy, beautiful universe.
Oh yeah, but you know
know.
what? The thing to me, you got to remember, he's a super being, and he's on his quest. The simplest of guys, when you get to it, is just poor old Clint Barton, Hawkeye, on his family farm at the very beginning of the movie, is just hanging out with his family, his kids. And he's robbed of his whole family, gets wiped out in that snap.
Horrific, yeah.
And he goes on a mission. How dare you decide my life?
Yeah.
And that's my feeling about everybody on
Fair
Earth
enough,
in the galaxy. And it goes beyond Earth. It seems like Earth is the one that has to save everybody
Yeah,
with
of
the
course.
help of a few people,
Well,
of course.
It's our unfortunate lot to be human. I think.
Humans have to be the saviors. But you know what I mean? It's like, how dare this prick decide my family,
Play God.
God with my
Yeah.
life. All I wanted to do was retire because he wasn't
Yeah.
in Infinity War, right? The
Yeah.
Hawkeye character. And then he goes on a mission to just kill anybody. 5 years later, right? We're post the snap, and we pick up with all the different characters, which is that survived the snap.
Yeah, no, I know
That's
what
a lot
you're
of fun,
saying.
and
I
there's
know what you're saying.
some-
You can't seem to be able to point blame at anybody. And in the movie The Watchmen, have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
It's a standalone movie. I would recommend it to John.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bad guy, he creates this giant mutant monster to attack Manhattan, and when that happens, the entire world comes together and stops the Cold War. Because they feel like they're being
There's bigger fish to fry.
Bigger fish to fry, right? So this bad guy who destroyed Manhattan is trying to unify the world, and stop the Cold War. And
Interesting.
It's the bad guy is much more interesting when he's trying to be benevolent.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, it's true. It makes a more interesting bad guy than.
Oh,
just
for sure. I mean,
you know.
it would be a pretty silly movie if Thanos wasn't, pretty unstoppable kind of thing. The whole time travel thing. Let's get into that. I mean, 5 years later after Snap, we meet up with the survivors, and we get I think the movie going into it felt like it was going to be a very serious, emotional movie, but it also had a hell of a lot of humor. Case in point, is Thor, Fat Thor.
Fat Thor,
We get a Fat Thor,
Yeah.
which was
king of the
he lost
Asgardians.
He lost his way. He really let himself slide, literally.
Yeah.
Like, right? And then Captain America's still steady as he goes, right? Trying to do the right thing always. And we meet up with Hybrid Hulk, which is the brawn and the brains
Right.
together. And he's like a celebrity, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I thought all that was fun. All the picking up, of course. What's left of the Avengers, right, has to try to go, and they figure out there's a time travel way. And
Tony Stark cracks.
explain the time travel shit to me.
I can't explain
Really?
it. And it's
I still can't wrap my head around it. They said in the movie that Back to the Future, all the a time machine, all these theories of time
the
travel
time
in movies
continuum
was wrong.
paradox that everyone worries about of like
Yeah.
you go back in time and if
Right.
the
The butterfly effect. You hear that
Yeah.
theory? You can't do anything. You can't do shit in the past. You alter the timelines. It'll
Right.
splinter off, and they even said it in the movie. But yet they go back in time and they do shit. Like they
I
mess
know,
around.
I know. But
I
well, then there's
swore.
that theory
But
of
they
I
didn't
would
do it
say-
on purpose.
No, of course not. But you never can go back in time without triggering or doing something. It was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. The movie was a hoot, and that time travel stuff was fun. Seeing Captain America fight himself, those little details. Tony Stark meets his father. Oh, it's great,
Yeah.
touching stuff. But yet, tell me the time travel stuff, right? Is it just gonna say, oh, whatever? Just
Yeah,
have
I
fun
think
here.
in my case, I want to just throw my hands up. a little
Sure.
bit. Right. What about you?
Well, I mean, there's some things that I there's this question marks that I don't quite understand, and I don't really care enough to try to understand. But I guess it's like Vision, for example, right? You were saying that Vision was not there in the after the second snap.
He died before the snap, technically, right? So those who died before the snap, that's another gray area. Is Gamora dies before the snap? But through time travel, she comes back.
Yeah.
Anyways, but to keep on point, Vision.
Well, no, Gamora's dead at the end. At the end, she's dead. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no, she's back, right? She goes back.
I think she's back.
She's back. They
I
won the
think
war.
so. Well, but they don't.
We're all stopped there.
But she's
for-
not.
wait.
She's not at the funeral though.
She's not at the funeral, yeah.
But
Yeah.
she didn't. Oh my God! See,
Here's
this
the
is
thing.
why we shouldn't go down the time travel thing because it's
No.
Here's the thing. This movie, I swear, you got to see it. I'm going to see it again and again, probably, to pick up on things, and maybe it'll make more sense the next time around.
Yeah.
But we lose Vision because I think he dies before the snap, and I thought Gamora, by the rules, would die before the snap. Hawkeye dies, the Black Widow.
Yeah.
dies.
Black Widow's gone. Gamora's gone. I think that's it.
Well,
Well, no, there's obviously Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah,
They're gone
yeah.
too. Spoilers!
Captain America's not gone. He's old Captain America.
Yeah.
right.
But the Vision. Sorry, you were going to talk about.
No,
the
I'm
Vision.
I'm
mean-
completely lost. You know, I don't know.
Okay,
My
wait.
my theory was because the Vision is gone because he was never a human. He was never a living being. He was a machine. And when a machine dies,
Vision's gone too.
well, he's been gone. He's been gone
Okay.
since before the.
Let's just go
Endgame movie.
through the snaps just to
Snaps.
refresh my memory. So we get the first snap, of course, would be
50% of all living beings in the galaxy die.
this was Thanos'
Yeah.
snap. Okay, second
snap,
Hulk, right?
Hulk brings back
What happens
everybody that was gone from the snap.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
And then there's another snap,
the final snap.
which before the final snap by Iron Man, it's Thanos trying to snap everything back to what or trying to totally.
I don't
wipe
think
out.
he succeeded though.
He doesn't succeed.
Unsuccessful.
He tries and he fails because I guess the tech on the gauntlet, Iron Man can.
Oh yeah. Well, Iron Man takes the crystals, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he takes
wasn't
them
there.
away. He
So
was a
so
sleight
that's
of
that's a
hand.
moot point as far as the snaps
Yeah,
go.
yes.
So we got three
So that's
snaps.
Three
That's
snaps.
a moot
So Iron Man,
That's a moot snap.
Yeah.
Iron Man snap gets rid of all the bad guys somehow. He just says Thanos and all his shitheads out. And
Yeah.
they do the dust. They get dusted or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're left with, when they all said and done, everybody's back 5 years at present time. So that is my understanding of all the snaps and the time kind of thing.
Well, here's the thing. Here's okay. We're now running the time thing issue. Just one more thing is that the people that did not get vaporized initially from Thanos' snap, right? They 5 years later, they are brought back,
yeah.
right? Now they got to coexist with everyone who's lived 5 years without.
Yes.
How does those conversations go? Like,
Well, that-
for example, the kid that disappeared 5 years ago is
Yeah.
suddenly right there
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like, wow,
Yeah. And well, you talk about it too. What if people appear in that 5 year plan and their family moved?
Well, yeah,
There's
got
all sorts of-
remarried. It's like
but
my
you know-
wife disappeared. She turned to ash. I've met this other woman, and
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of complications.
Right.
And they don't. That's not.
you moved.
I
You're
mean,
living in a different house.
The movie just didn't have time to talk
I-
about all that details.
I'm going to change the topic.
Okay,
Okay.
good idea. This time stuff is just
It's
Stupid.
It can go in circles.
right.
Who is the strongest Avenger?
Oh,
We're gonna go right
Who's
there.
the strongest Avenger?
Oh my God!
And not literally.
not literally.
Well, I mean, not like big muscles. Or
Oh,
whatever,
I
you
see.
know.
Well, it's,
Not necessarily the Hulk.
we're
Unless you truly feel that way.
we're led to believe it's Captain Marvel, but yet you see her face off against Thanos, and she looks all cocky. She takes down that big ship, and she has her hand-to-hand combat, and Thanos just pulls the power stone and puts it in the gauntlet, or how would that go down, and smacks it and takes her out completely. It's like, wow. All you need is
Yeah.
that stone.
No.
But now, of
I'm
course,
Go ahead.
I'm thinking. No, wait. I'll crescendo it. Go ahead.
Crescendo.
Well, no, I don't have an opinion. I have a favorite. I don't have what
Oh.
I think is the strong. My favorite's always been Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, finish your
Oh, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you
Doctor
think he's the
Strange,
most
yeah.
powerful?
Yeah. Yeah, he was
He
the one that
was-
teleported everybody in.
Yeah,
in
and it was him that had the time stone in Infinity Wars that said there's only one possible outcome.
yeah, out of
Right.
14 million.
And it was touching at the very end, amongst all the chaos. He has eye contact with Iron Man. It says he just goes, "You're the one. You have to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah.
This won't end. This is the only way it can end." And he falls on the sword. He does it.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It was very emotional to me, right? Because he was the heart and soul, I think, the whole franchise. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from that point on, it took 5 years for a mouse to walk over that control panel.
yeah, Ant-Man. Yeah.
Poop out Iron
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
Poop out Ant-Man.
Yeah, man.
Anyway.
But that was the fun of these movies, right? It's always just that hair of a thing that changes or something is done. And they do such a marvelous job of balancing all these characters, giving them enough screen time that, enough character storylines to keep it interesting and feel faithful to your favorite characters. You said your favorite character,
Iron Man.
Iron Man. You say Doctor Strange.
Oh, no, I think he's the most powerful.
Oh, I'm always a Spider-Man fan. I love Spider-Man. And
Spider Kid or Spider Boy. Don't you think Spider Boy would be a little more appropriate here?
He will be Spider-Man.
He will be
because
Spider-Man.
I get the feeling then going forward, you were talking about what do you do next, right? Who's the big villain? I think going forward, you got Spider-Man growing up to be like more of the connection of Iron Man, Stark, and Peter Parker was pretty touching, right? Throughout the movies.
Yeah.
So the torch gets passed to the next
Protege.
Protege.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Doctor Strange will be a big part of it too, right? And
Yeah, we'll see where
it's
it
going to be
all goes.
interesting.
It will be
It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, I've always liked Robert Downey Jr. as an actor. I just, and so I think he played Tony Stark amazingly.
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
thought-
He did a
and
really good job.
you-
And didn't you love how they let he looked old, right? They let him age. They let the characters be there. Being a fat Thor, it's all the different things.
He's grizzled.
Grizzled look. Yeah. I love the movie. I had a fun time with it. I can't wait to watch again.
Let's get into this trivia.
Sure.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. was the only cast member who was entrusted with the entire film's script.
Wow.
Wow, isn't he special?
He's special.
I think, if Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie, flops, I don't know if we have the franchise we have.
No,
So he's a very important part of it, and I guess he earned that kind of trust. Or he must have, you want me in the movie, I got to have some creative control or something, right?
But I mean, why wouldn't all the cast members be allowed to have the entire script?
because they've run into problems in the past, where an actor has to do 500 interviews and they let something slip.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, that could be the reason, right?
Right.
Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd were filming Ant-Man and the Wasp and this film at the same time.
Now,
busy.
I've always been a big fan of Paul Rudd ever since Mute.
Yeah, you like that
I was
movie?
I was
Yeah.
never
We
really
reviewed
that
one.
impressed with Paul Rudd until I saw Mute, and you remember Mute?
Yes.
I don't remember. No, I don't think I ever saw it.
No,
did.
we did a review.
Oh,
on
we
it.
did. Oh, well,
Yeah.
very.
It's made by David Bowie's son.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And the main character doesn't speak,
Yes.
and
Oh yes.
and Paul Rudd's the bad guy. He's got this big handlebar mustache.
He plays like the MASH character, like a doctor.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Anyways,
Right.
he's a great actor.
He's really
Yeah.
He is treated kind of harshly in this movie. He's treated like a idiot.
Well, it's the part of
As
the
Ant-Man,
part.
and the rest of the Avengers.
He's like part of a very small part of a very big play, right? So I understand that he's
Yeah.
he's just kind of there, among them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved at the end the big battle. He goes to giant Ant-Man. That was sweet.
He's like punching
like
those
Godzilla.
giant leviathans.
Yeah, that's sweet. Next.
Oh, sure. As they did with the previous film, the Russo brothers wrote a letter to fans asking them not to spoil anything about the movie as part of a viral campaign on the internet. The hashtags were "Don't spoil the Endgame" and "Thanos demands your silence."
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder if it worked.
I read the letter.
You did?
I read
did?
the letter,
And,
and
you took it to heart?
I did. I
Yeah.
put little spoilers on our.
Ah.
I put little signs on our banner that say spoilers.
Oh, so
Well-
really, we're doing this right now. What they've asked us not to do.
No, I think it's
they've cleared us since
since Monday.
since Monday,
Uh-huh.
and this is official. The Russo
Okay.
brothers had said, okay, after Monday you're allowed to talk about the movie,
Oh, okay.
and it's because of the latest Spider-Man trailer,
Yeah. Which
which
Oh.
spoils parts of Endgame.
basically
I
says
see.
that Tony Stark, Iron Man's dead.
Uh-huh.
Wah, wah, wah. So, to our point, talking about spoilers, man, I had one of the toughest times avoiding spoilers with social media these days. It was constantly something popped up. Oh, Avengers something, Avengers this, Avengers that, on TV, on YouTube, everywhere I turned.
Really?
I was avoiding it, and I did a good job because I was pleasantly surprised not to have had anything really spoiled.
So you did not know that Iron Man was going to die in this?
No, but I had my suspicions. I thought either Captain America or Iron Man was going to die, and one
They
of them
both
did.
died.
Well, Captain America's an old guy. He didn't die.
Well, yeah, but he's no longer going to be in the movie.
Yeah, he's
No.
not going to be running around in leotards anymore. I
He's,
mean,
he's around. They might have to
Yeah.
call upon the old Cap. He passes the torch to Falcon, right? So we know that there will be a version of Captain America going forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a new Avengers, right? There's going to probably be the next phase, and we'll see how they handle that. So
Now, this wasn't a popular piece of trivia, but I found it very interesting. The comic writer Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos, made a brief cameo in the film as a member of the support group that Captain America attends near the beginning.
really?
Yes. So the guy who made Thanos, they called him up and they said, "Come on down, have a
Yeah.
seat," And I really thought that was cool.
That is kind of cool. Yeah.
I didn't know Thanos had a creator beyond the machine that is Marvel, and
Yeah.
but
Well,
he has a
they
name.
do a wonderful job of including a lot of Easter eggs. Always have right at the end of the movies. They always have Easter eggs, great stuff. But a touching moment they always do in all the Marvel movies is, did you catch Stan Lee? His cameo.
Yeah.
No, I don't know who Stan Lee is.
Peace, man. They were driving by. What is it? Make peace, not war.
It was the
It-
flashback
it's
or
in
time
the
traveling.
70s. He's driving by an army base.
It's when Cap and
They go back in time. Yeah.
and Iron Man go back in time to get the stone. I forget which stone. It's the blue stone. I don't even know which every stone. I'm geeky to a point, but they have to go and meet their old selves,
Yeah.
or at least not old selves. Tony meets his father, a young version, which was touching.
Yeah.
We talked about it earlier, but yeah, what do you got to say? Hey,
He's got a very brief cameo in the movie, and I'm not surprised you missed it. Especially you're not that hip with
well,
the
he's
Stan
de-aged
Lee.
too, right? There's some de-aging
Well,
stuff going
who is
on.
Stan Lee?
Stan Lee is the creator of like pretty much everything in Marvel,
Oh, well,
Okay.
look at that.
and he's in every movie.
Stan Lee and Jack Kirby made the Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah,
and they made like Spider-Man and they made like
Wow.
everything.
not
pretty
necessarily both
Everything.
of them, but they together they made like the whole kit and caboodle.
Wow.
Pretty much, right? Well, yeah. And he always does a cameo in every movie, right? Just a little little couple.
Just like
seconds
Alfred
of it.
Hitchcock.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's
right?
like the editor of Marvel when it was just a comic book.
Nice.
And he has since passed away, but I think he would love this.
Stan Lee's passed away?
Yeah.
Yes,
But he was in this movie?
Yep.
Well, they
Holy
filmed
It's,
these
it's
movies.
his last cameo. Apparently.
Yes. Well, I would
Wow.
think so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well-
you see, you just met him and now he's gone.
Wow, that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the guys, is that Avengers Endgame?
I think that might be Avengers Endgame. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining
hey,
us.
for live. And I apologize in this podcast. I don't know much about Marvel, and that probably showed, but these guys seem to, pull it off for you.
Yeah, we did all right. I think we did all right. This is our first time live streaming, so we really there's probably some mistakes going on. Maybe some. I'm not sure I labeled it properly, and I'm not sure I did. But that can all be fixed in post. So this is going to sit with all the other podcasts, and you can peruse it at your leisure.
Just something about live. I think you can do brands live.
Can you?
Yeah, you can.
Nice.
Because the law says, well, it was filmed live. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you
See?
have exit music too?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
This is live, people.
Wait.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.